Who are you, kid?
Little Rita.
Little Rita? It's an honor to meet you, Little Rita. I have a feeling there's a song coming on. I say, say from your through. Say Laura. You sing me
Howdy folks, I'm back with another one of my spaghetti western reviews. It's been a while and I like doing it. So, in the world of cinema, when it comes to breaking the wacky meter right in half, no one did it better than the Italians. And not only would they break it, but they would beat it to death until there was nothing left to exploit the shit out of anymore. Except the sad, defeated Lee Van Cleef maybe. And I just love it, God bless them. So when they finally got sick of making the dark, gritty westerns that made them famous in this genre, they had no problem jumping over to the next successful one, wackiness. And why not just combine the two while you're at it? With hits like They Call Me Trinity, for example. But even Trinity wasn't the wackiest and weirdest I've seen. Like the movie I'm going to talk about right now, 1967's Little Rita of the West, or its other title, probably for international release, Crazy Westerners. And that's being nice, because this is not just a crazy western, but it's also a friggin' musical too. That's right folks, the all singing, all dancing crap of the world. But don't worry, cause it stars Terence Hill. Well, sorta. More like features Terence Hill and stars this lady, Rita PAVONE. I can't pronounce stuff. She's an Italian singer and does all the singing for this movie. But Terence Hill still outshines her because he's way prettier than she is. Even she knows this.
He's beautiful!
Because it's just a fact that Terence Hill is the most beautiful man to ever grace God's sometimes green earth. In my opinion, of course. And right out of the West, well, my first thought was, she looks like a boy. And with that outfit on, she looks more like Marty McFly did when Doc Brown from 1955 dressed him up to go back in time to the Old West. Remember that goofy outfit he gave him? I mean, look at it, it's uncanny. She even has the same hairdo and puffy Michael J. Fox face. So be prepared folks, because movies like this are not for everyone. Most people would probably want to punch it right in the face after the first 5 minutes. And I get that too. To each their own. I mean, I only found this film because it features Terence Hill right before he became a big star everywhere but America for some reason. Stupid America. By America I mean the United States of America. Because there is South America too, right? Brazil and all that shit. Now the dialogue in the movie is all dubbed in English. However, the musical numbers are still in Italian and sung by Rita PAVONE. But who gives a shit what they're singing about, right? Just guess. Then I should probably mention this movie's portrayal of Native Americans, you know, Indians. However hilarious they may be in this movie, it's probably considered offensive to some at this point in time. Particularly since all the Indians are clearly being played by white people. Even Chief Blue Eyes here. Are you kidding me? Blue Eyes? How many Indians have blue eyes? Really? Was that a thing? I doubt it. So as long as you can forgive him for that shit, there's no reason that you can't try to enjoy Little Rita of the West, aka Crazy Westerners. If not only for the fact that we are promised a Terence Hill appearance. Sadly though, Bud Spencer decided to sit this one out. Maybe next time, buddy. So saddle up folks, because it's time to meet Little Rita of the West. Out of the beautiful Italian-American landscape rides this runt of the litter. It's Little Rita out of the West, and she speaks on behalf of the Indians.
How?
That's Indian for how you doing? How? So then we cut to the wacky and animated opening titles, which are probably offensive too, I guess. I'd have to ask an actual Indian on this one, and I don't know any. Just remember it's 1967 and it's supposed to be wacky good fun. And some of this cartoon is still in Italian, I think, too. Sabby, Mobili, whatever, buddy. You just keep waving that freak flag high. Woo! Right? And although annoying at times, the music's okay. This Rita Pavone's voice can reach some Bollywood musical levels of high-pitched singing at times. And minus her screaming in Italian, the score is still really good. And boom! This whack fest is in full gear as this stagecoach is robbed by these jokers.
Here, let me help you get down. It's a little frontier humor.
Murder is funny. Then enter Rita of the West to save the friggin' day. I guess. So they just shoot the bitch a bunch of times, only it doesn't take. Because she's wearing a bulletproof vest, being like Marty McFly again. So it's go time now that you pissed her off, so bang! Swinging a dead. Then this doofus rolls on into this fiasco with his wagon and dying old guy. That gives these idiots the chance to turn the tables on little Rita. And a fight ensues, and she kicks everyone's ass. With the assistance of that doofus, of course. And a couple of executions later, and everyone's dead. And Rita is the victor. And she's made a new friend, this doofus, who reveals that all he was transporting on this wagon, besides this dying old guy, was his piano. And in case you're wondering who dying old guy is, doofus found him a ways back. He must have fallen off the wagon or some shit while it was being robbed. I guess he fell off. But no time to tend to his wounds because it's time for a song, baby.
I have a feeling there's a song coming on.
A song all about Rita of the West. I think. I don't speak Italian, except
Mamma mia!
And even though he's dying from a gunshot wound, dying old guy gets in on it too. So after this swell time's over with, Doofus asks little Rita if he can come along with her.
Will you take me with you?
He is a loser after all, and with this tough-ass bitch at his side, he's set for life. And he probably wants to bang her. But he never says that. That's when dying old guy finally, well, dies from his gunshot wound.
It's a great way to die.
Which is just a big joke to Rita of the West and her new friend here, Sergeant Doofus.
Great way to die, frontier humor.
They don't even care. Fuck that guy. The same way Lee Van Cleef did to him in The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. So anyway, it's on to this Indian settlement. I guess. Even though it seemed like a whole lot of white people just dressed up as Indians. But what's done is done. Just ask Chief Silly Bull here with his blue as the ocean itself eyes. I'm pretty sure Indians are not known for their very, very blue eyes. I don't think so anyway. Maybe, who the hell knows? But probably not, because this is actually an American actor named Gordon Mitchell. He's very white and has blonde hair in reality. He was also a bodybuilder, but at no point in his life was he ever a Native American. He does have the face though, I'll give him that. But those blue eyes are a dead giveaway. But oh well, this is our chief. And I wasn't joking before. His name is Silly Bull.
Greetings to you, great silly bull.
Because he's silly, not sitting. Except for right now, as he smokes his hookah and speaks of all the worry he's been having over his friend here, little Rita of the West. Rita then informs Chief Blue Eyes that there's no need to worry. Hell, she just acquired a whole stagecoach of gold and took out an entire gang in the process. Some of them, they straight out murdered them. Doofus. That's when we get our plot. I guess. You see, Chief Silly Bull here wants little Rita of the West to gather up all of the white man's gold that has corrupted the world.
Still more of this vile metal has been removed from the evil hands of the white men.
Since, of course, gold was sent here by evil spirits. But fear not, for the Indian gods will protect little Rita of the West on her journey of stealing all the white man's gold.
When little Rita will gather and destroy forever all the white man's gold, day will come when we will remove it from the face of the earth.
But not before this Indian does cartwheels. And dance off, bro! Time for another song, I guess. Why the hell not? This is a musical after all. Oh boy, here we go. White Indians singing in Italian and dancing like idiots. What a treat, folks! It's an Indian-style zoot suit riot. Jeez, get off the chest, lady. It's filled with gold. This song then leads them right up this mountain and into this cave, which is where they bring the 2 trunks of gold that Rita acquired. Because this is the Indians' gold cave reserve or something. Only they don't plan on spending any of it. Silly Bull's whole plan is to take all the gold that Rita collects, put it in this cave, and then blow the entire cave up and send its evilness back to the earth from where it came. Thus, solving all of humanity's problems and uniting the Indians and the white man forever. I guess. However unlikely. Now, even though they have been gathering up all this gold for years, they're still short some. They still don't have Django's gold or Johnny Ringo's gold. Yeah.
We still need Ringo's gold and Django.
They're in this. And apparently, they're the last 2 gold holders on Earth. I guess. In the universe of Little Rita, anyway. And without their gold reserves in this cave, Silly Bull's plan's all for naught. Even though Silly Bull's plan is, well, sorta silly and bull. Silly Bull then rambles on about Little Rita's legendary status in the West.
Your fate has been written. The night you see a red shining star in the firmament, you will return to nothingness, as from nothingness you came.
Thus his total faith in this pint-sized, childlike oddity, who sings her ass off. They then open up those chests of gold and, well shit, there's no gold in either of them. Just a note from Johnny Ringo. Alright, longer.
Thanks a lot. Sign Ringo.
Then swish, cut to the dancing showgirls, who aren't quite tired of playing the game quite yet, because they're having a real swell time. And it does look like a swinging time too, doesn't it? So more friggin' music, I guess. So then to save money on the budget, I guess, this guy just plays Johnny Ringo's entrance music right out there in the street. Yeah, we can't afford to dub the score in later. Can you just show up on the set dressed as an extra and play the score while we film it? Oh, you crazy Italians, you, with your different methods of filmmaking. I love it. Until Johnny Ringo pays him off with a coin. Get lost, you Morricone hybrid. That's when the local sheriff steps up and boy, if there is a funny comic relief in this movie, it's this friggin' guy.
You better give me your guns. You ain't allowed to go around armed in this here town, mister.
He tries being all sheriff-like, but ends up having a manic episode.
Every time we ask these guys for their guns, they answer the same way. What am I gonna do? What was that nutty, funny laugh? Please excuse me, it's a bad day.
This guy is clearly way too stressed to be the sheriff.
Do you ever get the feeling that nobody respects you?
No respect. Just like Rodney Dangerfield.
Oh, you need to calm the hell down and pull yourself together if you want to be sheriff. Whoa.
That was my lousy Rodney Dangerfield imitation.
When I got too old, he made me a people greeter at Walmart. Huh, no respect.
I should have been a hairdresser like Mama said.
So Johnny Ringo's in town for a fight, naturally. Here to collect the bounties on a bunch of good old boys. Which is when the sheriff finds out who the hell he's been talking to.
My name's Ringo.
He's Johnny Ringo, hey, idiot.
Ringo? The super bounty hunter?
The Super Bounty Hunter? Sounds like a TV show.
Johnny Ringo, Super Bounty Hunter. The series. Bam!
Who's always on time by Old West law. High noon.
5 minutes to high noon, mister. You sure are punctual.
Of course. So the sheriff then bails to go make a phone call.
I gotta make a phone call.
Phone call? What the hell year is this supposed to be? So I guess by phone call he meant go warn these guys that Johnny Ringo's coming for them. Only they don't care. They're too busy playing poker. And then there's this piece of comedy gold as they're all fighting over this one last poker chip because the pile can't be divided evenly. And then in the end, they agreed to just buy 1 drink and 4 straws.
I'll take it. I'm the boss, right? Don't get mad, fellas. Tell you what, we'll buy a drink and 4 straws.
Aw, like they're the little rascals or something. Cute. That's when Ringo enters the scene and tells everyone to clear the hell out, including that twitchy-ass sheriff.
Oh, Ringo. Don't make too much noise, please. I gotta
Get out of here, you dumbass! Ringo wants to bounty on at least one of these guys. Or all of them, I don't friggin' know. So this is our Johnny Ringo. Well, he's no Michael Biehn. Like Val Kilmer as Doc Holliday in the same movie, he owns that role. To me, anyway. This guy looks more like Gil Grissom on CSI, crossed with D.B. Sweeney. But he's still our Johnny Ringo, so he guns down all 4 of these guys. Blam, 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 all over the place. In a matter of seconds, too. Only to be mauled by chicks immediately afterwards. 'Cause chicks dig that shit, I guess. Nothing like a murdering psychopath who cares only for himself. Hitler did have Eva Braun after all. Maybe if it was Michael Biehn I would understand. That's when little Rita enters this establishment to get a drink. Only thinking she's a child or some sort of time traveler dressed by Doc Brown, he refuses to serve her. Only she's not having that shit.
Don't fool around.
Or that fake whiskey, you asshole.
I know that wasn't whiskey.
This is little Rita of the friggin' West. Let her drink what the hell she wants. She's calling the shots here apparently. That's when Doofus rolls on into blah! Whatever the hell that was, dumbass. And hey look, the coffin department has showed up to clean up Ringo's mess. Because barroom shootings were an everyday thing in the Old West. Just watch Gunsmoke if you don't believe me. Miss Kitty's was a death trap. Imagine if Applebee's ran that way. Feeling good in the neighborhood? BAM! Dead. How do you like that neighborhood?
There'll be no gunfighting at my Applebee's.
Shit. Sergeant Doofus then warns Manic Sheriff Guy that, hey, this little chick is Rita of the West. Fastest gun and all that jazz. Only after one look at this schoolgirl, he's not convinced, naturally. Like Columbo, she's gonna have to do something spectacular and blow everybody's mind. So she fires off a shot to get Ringo's attention and demands that he hand over all his gold.
What do you want, kid?
The gold seems to don't belong yet.
So it's on, baby! Big Eyes versus Johnny Ringo for the good of humanity, and bang! They're both so fast the bullets just hit each other in mid-flight. Well, shit, if that don't beat all. So let's try that again, only lower this time. Bang! Same result again. Well, woo, doggy! That's some shooting. Nice one, Elvis. Then Rita fires off a 3rd shot that's so precise that it goes right up Johnny Ringo's gun barrel. Well, wow. Never in a million years. That girl's got the devil in her. Ringo then goes for his other gun, forcing Rita to shoot the idiot in the wrist. She then demands his gold, and he finally gives it up to her. And wow, was he carrying that on him the whole time? Is he a video game character? So then it's fisticuffs. Bully, old girl! Rita wins that one too with a karate hi-ya! Whatever the hell this thing was. What? And in a reverse kick, you lose, Johnny Ringo. I guess this means we won't be friends anymore, Johnny Ringo. And if I didn't think that Johnny Ringo was my friend, well, I just don't think I could bear it. So they just kicked Johnny Ringo out of town. He'll be back in a couple of seconds with his fancy Lee Van Cleef gun from For a Few Dollars More. But because he's not Lee Van Cleef, he misses totally. Fucking Johnny Ringo, you idiot. Aim, dumbass! But fear not, because little Rita of the West has these golden Acme issued grenades that the coyote sent over to her, I guess, that attach to the end of any handgun barrel and act as a propellant. Real wild, wild west type shit. And it actually works, of course, and she blows Johnny Ringo into a million friggin' pieces. Damn. I guess that was a little more epic than Val Kilmer just shooting him in the head. I guess. So what better time for another musical number celebrating the explosion of Johnny Ringo? Because, you know, he's literally all over the streets right now. But everyone's gonna dance in sync anyway. And like I said, we truly are the all-singing, all-dancing crap of the world. And it's all in Italian. Still, the sheriff even takes a line. The hell did he say? That's what it sounded like to me. But boy, they certainly know how to celebrate blowing up Johnny Ringo. I guess you could call it blowing up Johnny Ringo Day. They even take to the roof. Okay folks, fun's over. Maybe it's time we picked up the pieces of what was once Johnny Ringo. So then flip to Silly Bull again as Rita fills them in on their success with Johnny Ringo. Even though they had to blow up his Gil Grissom-y ass.
You know something, Rita? You're really out of sight.
Really? He say out of sight?
You're really out of sight.
Nice. You're a real hip Indian chief too. Out of sight. Silly Bull belongs in the Love Boat serving drinks with Isaac. That's when this exhausted Indian comes running in with some big news. There's garbage all over the highway. And it made me cry. Something about Django stealing more gold. Yeah, Django's a bad guy in this film. So now it's time for Rita of the West to go after the great Django, who shacked up with some bimbo in Tucson.
Bimbo in Tucson.
Yep, that's how they worded it. But aw, Django's found love finally. So cut to Django, theme song and all, as he does what he does best. Walks around dragging a coffin behind him. A coffin that more than likely includes a Gatling gun. And is that Terence Hill playing Django? Nope, but he would play Django the very next year in Django, Prepare a Coffin, which was also directed by the same director of this again, Fernando Baldaldi. I probably keep messing that up. Django's then stopped in his tracks out in this beautiful pasture that I think was also in They Call Me Trinity 2 years later. Stopped by Rita of the West and her doofy sidekick, and she won't let him pass. They even do that boot squish thing to introduce themselves to each other. Seen that in other spaghetti westerns. For a few dollars more again. She then outdraws him and demands all of his gold as well.
The gold. Alright, cough it up, Django.
Django then tries to gain pity by telling some sob story about how he had to fight off a bunch of Mexicans for his gold, and he ended up crushing his hands. Again, Django, he's got a real problem with that, doesn't he? But Rita don't give a fuck, and she just wants his gold and he can just take a hike, which he does, leaving his coffin of gold behind. And his machine gun too. Django, come back, we don't want your stupid machine gun. We just wanted the gold. So cut to later as Django hides out in a cemetery. Again, he just does the same shit all the time. All ready to kill whoever comes his way. Probably Rita of the West, which it is. And he opens fire on her. Blam, 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 blam. And once again, she is saved by her bulletproof vest. Very impressive vest. She didn't even flinch. So for a fair fight, Django has her take off the vest so they can shoot it out like civilized crazy people. When he tries to shoot her in the back, only she's Rita of the West, the hero of the film. And Django's a scumbag, I guess, cause she guns his ass down too. Only he has one last dying request.
Let me die. American style.
American style? What's that mean?
I want to tell you a story of my life.
Yeah, American style. I guess tell your life story is American style. I'll remember that if I'm dying and somebody else is there. Which Django does as Doofus whistles the score. Thanks, Doofus. You can shut up now. Really, guys? Cut away quick. They're on horses now. And watch as this random guy rides up to him. And it's Terence Hill! Finally! The reason I traveled to Italy and found a grindhouse theater playing this goofy ass shit. See what I mean, folks? Isn't he just hard to look away from? Or what? Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the weirdo. Don't care. Terence Hill is awesome. Even when he's not the star. He asks about finding some water when Rita is clearly taken in by him too. As he rides away and out of her life forever. Bye, Terence Hill. God. When she has herself a I Just Saw Terence Hill episode.
He's beautiful!
I couldn't agree more, Rita. See, finally, a woman who comes right out and just says it for me. Well, her and Bill San Antonio from God Forgives, ... I don't! Exclamation point. He did that movie the same year he did this one.
500.
Did you see his eyes?
See? She noticed the eyes too. How can you not notice? It's like looking into heaven. Way to go, Terence Hill! Well, Mario Girodi. Hope I'm saying that right. It's his real name. Terence Hill is a stage name. Then, enter the Mexicans! Hey! There's no Here Come the Mexicans theme song? That's a wasted opportunity in a Western. And they end up kidnapping little Rita of the West and her piano-hauling companion here, Doofus. They're even about to be executed back at their camp when the sound of their leader's voice causes them to start jumping around and dancing like a bunch of idiots. And that's when we get to Here Come the Mexicans theme song.
Every time they hear their leader's voice, those Mexicans start a wild celebration.
Okay, we're really turning over the busted wacky meter and shaking it for everything that it's worth at this point. So the leader of the Mexicans, this guy, William Conrad as a Mexican, tries to get Doofus to tell him where the gold is. Which he does. Way to keep it secret, Doofus. Tells him all about the cave and everything.
You say the magic words to open it. Oh, which are these magic words? Ichiwawa.
Ichiwawa? That's their password? The Bumblebee guy's catchphrase from The Simpsons? Yep, that's right, folks. I got a Bumblebee guy from The Simpsons action figure. So, ready to try again with the execution, the Mexicans are once again interrupted by the sound of their leader's voice, and they go back into dancing like a bunch of idiots. This may be the stupidest thing I've seen in this, and they did it twice. But hey, you better hurry up with some sort of escape plan, because that Mexican leader is passed out drunk now. So it's Terence Hill to the rescue, out of nowhere again, like an angel from heaven. We're gonna be fine, everybody. Terence Hill's here now. He actually saw everything from a hill and decided to be a hero. So the dumb as shit Mexicans keep dancing their ass off as Doofus sneaks over to Rita's horse and grabs one of them golden Acme issued grenades that she has. The biggest one of the litter. We have a lot of Pedros to take out here. So with the help of Terence Hill's gun, they successfully blow the shit out of all the Mexicans while they were celebrating. Was that really necessary? You could have just snuck away like you were, and they would have just kept celebrating, but no, you had to blow them up. But oh well, who cares? No time to sort that shit out, cause BWONG! We're back at the Indian camp settlement with their giant gong that they must have stole from the Gong Show.
We got more gongs than the breakdancing robot that caught on fire.
And look, they brought Terence Hill with them too.
His name is Black Stan.
Black Stan. That's his name? Black Stan?
His name is Black Stan.
The credits on IMDb credit him as Black Star. I wonder which one's right. This movie was dubbed over later in English. They even call him Blackie at some point. So who knows? No matter. The Indians accept him just fine the way he is anyway. Particularly since he doesn't like gold.
Do you like gold? Shucks, no.
The weirdo. And they believe him? Then Silly Bull delivers some more genius commentary on language.
Anyone who can still say shucks is a friend of ours.
I love that. Anyone who can still say shucks is a friend of ours. I like this Silly Bull guy, even if he is just a white guy with blue eyes painted up to look like an Indian. But of course, all this means it's time for another musical number. By order of Chief Silly Bull's crazy scream. Fuck was that shit? Wow. Pair of lungs on you, boy. Does she do this shit every visit? As this tomfoolery unfolds before him, Terence Hill watches and sees where they store their gold. Uh-oh, I thought he didn't like gold. Lying sack of shit, Terence Hill. Lied. So that night, Rita confesses to Doofus what we all already knew.
That's right, Commissioners. I'm not.
She's in love with the irresistible Terence Hill. and his amazing eyes and charming manner. So it's time to bust into song again, I guess. Only we're gonna slow it down this time with an old-fashioned love song, sung in Italian with a harmonica backup that was clearly recorded in a studio. She say never get laid? Well, not with that attitude. Her song is so infecting that everyone gets in on it. Even the horses, and Doofy too, I guess. Even though I'm sure Indian girl here could do a lot better than some weirdo who transports a piano across the West. Cozy. Hey, I understood that word. And a doobie doobie die. Bye. She waving at me. So Rita goes to sleep and dreams of being involved with the great Terence Hill. Don't we all? So she dreams of having a shotgun wedding on a hill with only 2 attendees, Silly Bull and Doofus, crying his ass off for no reason, and Silly Bull looks like he doesn't even want to be there. And then he run off. What a fantasy, Rita. Your imagination needs some work. Then boom, she's woken up by Doofus and pulled out of her fantasy, only to be informed that Silly Bull caught Terence Hill trying to steal the gold out of the cave. That idiot, come on Terence Hill. That's so unlike you. So Rita's taken to them where she gives Terence Hill a good slap. Yeah, he did deserve that, you idiot. We didn't steal your gold, dumbass. Then Silly Bull tries to decide what to do with him, but in the end decides to just hand him back over to the white man and let them decide what the hell to do with him. So smash cut, we're in court now, with my favorite character in the entire movie, besides Terence Hill. Terence Hill's drunk ass lawyer, I guess.
Your Honor, the defendant here present. Sure, it's true the defendant over there tried.
Perry Mason, he is not. I bet he could outdrink him, though. Then the judge gives Terence Hill the floor to say his piece.
Defendant, have you anything to say?
And try not to be distracted with the V in justice. Justice? Ah, friggin' forget that. Terence Hill comes clean and just says he's guilty.
I guess I'm guilty.
Apparently this is enough for the townspeople and boom, case closed.
Didn't you hear what the accused said? He said guilty. And therefore the man's guilty.
Terence Hill is guilty. Terence Hill said so. And whatever Terence Hill says is fact. You can be damn sure of that. Only the town doesn't want to carry out the execution. So they send his ass back to the Indians again. We'll let them do that shit. What a system they have. So back at Silly Bull's place, they try to decide on what method they should use to kill Terence Hill. Don't do it. He's Terence Hill, shithead. I don't care how much gold he stole. And as we can see, Chief Silly Bull has found himself a 5-iron, or a 9-iron, or some kind of a golf club. I don't know anything about golf, but I'm calling him Chief 5-iron from now on. I know it looks weird, but after looking into it, golf has actually been around since the late 1700s, and metal golf clubs actually did exist in this time period. Weird. I did not know that. I think anyway, according to the computer. Better not be lying to me, computer. And it's so hard to decide how to kill Terence Hill, they have to go through some weird-ass musical number to figure that out too. My God. Will it be hanging? Will it be getting your head chopped off? Will it be fire ants? Or will it be facing all the Native Americans you offended with this bit? Only Silly Bull can't decide.
To kill or not to kill.
Because he knows that Rita of the West still has feelings for Terence Hill. And she admits it too, and asks that you spare his life.
Because of the affection between us, I ask you to save the life of this man.
So you could have avoided that whole stupid execution bit stuff?
You mean we went through this whole Megillah for nothing? Why didn't you tell me before?
I know, right? See? Chief 5-iron agrees. Stupid. So Terence Hill's free, I guess. So cut back to town where the Mexicans show up, and it must be serious because they left their theme song at home. The sheriff greets him, even though he's about to have a nervous breakdown because of it.
I can't help but hear you shouting so loud. Do you have to shout so loud? I've got a splitting headache. I'm gonna have a nervous breakdown.
He's like if Colonel Klink were sheriff of a small western town. The sheriff then heads over to the bar to have a drink, only to find out that Terence Hill bought the last 2 bottles. And doesn't want to share, apparently. He tells the sheriff all about how little Rita saved his life, and he's all pissed about it for some reason. And once he hears the Mexicans outside robbing the bank like they do every month apparently.
That's only Sancho. Happens at the end of every month, he cleans out the bank.
Terence Hill decides to be a hero and take out the trash. And with the help of the sheriff's gun,
The pistol jerk.
kills a bunch of Mexican bandits. Bam, bada, bam, bam, bam. Bam. Finally see what an impressive guy Terence Hill is, they want to appoint him sheriff. Only he's not interested. He still wants his death sentence carried out, damn it.
I was sentenced to die, so I have to die.
The Indians refused to carry out the sentence.
Since the Indians wouldn't do it, they loved him too much. He's a real suicidal Terence Hill, he is. So, to not upset the great Terence Hill, they arrest him and take him off to jail to await execution, I guess. This Indian hears the news and is so taken into it that he runs right into this wall. Oh my god. That scene should be the ringer of this entire film. I wonder if that was on purpose or by accident, because it looked real for some reason. So back at the Indians' gold cave, where they have dynamite all over the place. Oh, must be dynamite imported from Italy. And they're ready to blow the shit out of everything. That's when Chief Five Iron gets the news about Terence Hill wanting and demanding that his death sentence be carried out. And when Rita hears about this dumbass move,
Idiot.
she rides right over to the sheriff's office to sort this shit out. She tries to coax the sheriff into letting Terence Hill go during the festival they're having tonight. Only no deal. Terence Hill wants to die for some reason. Then, as she's about to leave, Terence Hill just comes strolling out of his cell to stop her.
Howdy, little Rita.
Cause he's not even locked up. See? Like the sheriff said.
He's a voluntary prisoner. You might even say he's a guest. He can do whatever he wants to do.
He's Terence Hill and he can do as he pleases. Amen, brother! That's the sheriff you can get behind. Terence Hill is here by choice. He's a mentally unstable Terence Hill. And it's here that Terence Hill and Rita of the West profess their love for one another. And have what I can only assume is an off-screen kiss. Because she's so dang short. So cut back to Chief Five Iron. All set to blow the shit out of that gold cave.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Right after the countdown, of course, and kablooey! All of the world's problems are over forever. Now that the gold has been returned to it, then celebration with one final musical number, of course. Back in town, everyone has a great time, Indians and all. We have united the species, people, thanks to Chief Five Iron. Back inside the bar, it's a dance-off, baby. Again, not since Pete's Dragon have I seen such a wild musical number, celebrating booze and prostitution. America! Yeah! I guess. Again, this would never happen at Applebee's. Then, the final musical number literally just peters the hell out. Watch. Everyone goes from being a singing idiot, then quietly rolls back into their normal, mundane day-to-day. Like nothing happened. So cut over to Rita, Chief Five Iron, and Doofus. Five Iron says some spiritual shit, but Rita seeing a red star and moving on to the next realm.
One night you will see a red star overhead.
Because she entered here from a mysterious void and must return to that mysterious void or something. Weird, mystical shit. Like Rita of the West was not really a real person as we know it. Or something. She was a mystical character from another dimension. You decide. It doesn't really matter when your movie features an Indian chief with blue eyes who carries a golf club and refers to people as being out of sight.
You're really out of sight.
So little Rita of the West work is done here, I guess. She rode into our hearts, screamed a bunch of songs in Italian, killed off 2 iconic Western characters, and rode away a legend.
You are a legend.
I guess. As Rita takes the hell off and Terence Hill strolls on up and is flabbergasted when he finds out that Rita has just bailed. and headed back to the realm of the Red Star or whatever shit. He was in love with that bitch and he wants answers. So, since she rode off to a faraway place,
she went back to where she came from, far away.
Terence Hill goes after her, cause he's from there too, remember?
Where you coming from?
Far away.
Where you headed?
Far away.
And he vows not to stop until he finds her.
And I'll find her. It's the last thing I ever do.
Shouldn't be too hard. She left less than 5 minutes ago. We then cut back to Doofy for some words of inspiration, I suppose.
Night after night. Day after day. Like the moon follows the sun. Like the morning light follows the darkness. Like a puppy dog follows his master.
Thanks, Doofy. That was real deep. Until you broke the fourth wall by admitting you were in a movie.
Because a movie is supposed to have a happy ending. Whereas the producer will lose all his money.
Thanks, asshole. You really are a Doofy. The movie then turns back into a cartoon of Terence Hill chasing after Rita of the West. And hey, that Red Star shit they were talking about. Fine. The movie's over. Either listen to this screaming bitch break every window in your house, or go the hell home, cause that's it, folks. That was Little Rita of the West. Kablam! Or Crazy Westerners, whichever you prefer. As I dive right into my final thoughts on this wacky-ass Western musical that most people probably hate, but not me. In the end, I actually like movies like this. It's fucking nuts and I love it, but coherent enough so I can still follow it. And I actually found it really funny at times. I did actually laugh. So they succeeded there. I love Chief Five Iron. He stole the show for me, just like that comic relief sheriff guy.
You're gonna blow their little heads off, right? 5 minutes to high noon, mister. You sure are punctual.
And of course, this guy running right into the wall. And I know, like I said, this movie hasn't aged well in some areas. The Indians, you know. But as long as you can get past that, and the fact that all the musical numbers are in Italian, which I'm fine with, it probably matched up a hell of a lot better. I have searched long and hard for the wackiest and nuttiest westerns ever. And this one's definitely up there, but still not the most out of this world. And I'm always looking for more. What makes this one unique is the fact that it's also a musical, that Rita Pavone had quite the voice. She wasn't bad, but could hit some really high pitches. And she did kinda look like a boy, but you could tell she was a woman. This was her movie after all. Terence Hill was just there for support. This was actually the beginning of Terence Hill's career. He'd become a big star after this. And him and Bud Spencer would have many, many, many more adventures together.
Sneaky low-down creatures.
Well, that will do it for my take on this crazy Westerner musical, Little Rita of the West. A fun ride for some, an eye-rolling mystery for most. Thanks for watching, and thanks again to my subscribers. Adios for now, folks, and I'll see you at the movies.
You're really out of sight.